Okay, so now I want to talk to you about our 11.5 strong Kangen water. So this is the water that emulsifies the oil-based pesticides off of our produce. And I want to show you that right now. I'm going to put these tomatoes. I'm going to put a little bit over here. And a little bit over here. Recycle there, and I'm going to use my 11.5 water to see if we can get the oil-based pesticides off of these puppies, all the while putting tap water on their buddies over here. And we're gonna let those sit for a few minutes, and while we do, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about what we learned in grade school. What did we learn about oil and water? That it didn't mix, right? Okay, let's see if that's still true. Let's see. I'm going to put a little bit of oil in here and a little in here. And we're going to put tap water in the first one. And it still does not mix. I'm going to put my 11.5 water in this one. And look at that. It just emulsified it right now. Whoop. Look at that. Ooh, isn't that amazing? So I use this 11.5 water in my home. It replaces my laundry detergent. It removes pesticides and herbicides from the produce, and I'll show you that in a minute. You can brush your teeth with it and it whitens it. I use it for salad dressing. It emulsifies the oil. It extracts nutrients. And it tenderizes meat. It revitalizes fruits and veggies. This water makes my food, This water makes my produce last 4 to 6 weeks longer when I clean my produce. When I get home from the grocery store, I clean it with the 11.5 because there's so many antioxidants. This is like a super antioxidant. It also slows down the aging process of your fruits and vegetables. And your food tastes like it just got picked out of the garden. So this is one of my favorite waters. And it also gets rid of stains. I use it for my carpet cleaner. That was a nice surprise. I don't use any chemicals in my house now. I just use my 11.5 water to clean. You can use it on your body topically if you have pain. Sometimes I'll soak my feet in it if I've been on them all day and I haven't drank my water properly, and it gets rid of the pain. It helps you sleep better. I could just go on and on about this water. So I'm gonna pour the water off of our tomatoes here. And let's do the tap water tomatoes first. Nothing came off. Maybe a little bit, but not much. It's pretty clear. Okay. Now, when people are here, we do an actual taste test. And they can really tell. Watch this. I'm gonna do it right in front of the phone here. This is the 11.5 tomatoes. Look at that. Look at that. That is your cancer-causing pesticides that the farmers have to put in an oil base in order for them not to lose their crops when it rains. But it's up to us as the consumer to get that off. And now these are gonna taste like they came just out of the garden. And I could go on and on about this water, Victoria. I'm sure your cousin could fill you in on that. So that is that. Now, actually, let me show you our tap water in 2 cups here. I'm gonna show you a chlorine test. Oops. We have a shower unit, and when I saw this year, or the end of mid last year, I guess, I bought a shower unit because this test really was an eye-opener for me. I'm gonna take these chlorine indicating drops. If you take these drops and you put it in water and it turns yellow, there's chlorine present. So I'm gonna put 5 in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And yeah, definitely chlorine present. I'm gonna put my hand in this one. And we're gonna put chlorine in there and see if the water cleaned my hand or if my hand cleaned the water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at that. Where did that chlorine go? It went into my hand. My hand. So now it's in my bloodstream and it's gonna go through my liver, and the liver has to process it now. They originally created chlorine in World War I to kill people in a gas form. So the people, the tap water has to put it in there to kill stuff, but it's still not good for us to drink. It's actually really, really bad for us to drink. So I stopped showering in it because of this test right here. And I want to take it a little bit further. I'm going to take my clean tomatoes. So if you go to a restaurant and you don't have your Kangen water, just ask for tap water with ice in it, or without ice, whatever you think, whatever you like. I like ice. So you can get a lemon. Ask them for a couple lemons if you like lemon in your water, because when we clean our produce in tap water, again, I ask, are we cleaning the produce? Or is the produce cleaning our tap water? I'm gonna put one more in there. This blew me away as well. So the chlorine, again, has disappeared. It's gone. It's in our food. So 97% of men and women who get breast cancer actually have chlorine in their system. It has cancer-causing properties in there. It's really not good for us. Okay, let's see, what is next here? Oh, I'm gonna fill this with 9.5. This is a new little test that I just learned about. Let's put it back on the Kangen water here. So right now I'm going to fill this with 9.5 Kangen water, and I'm going to grab my ORP meter again, and we're going to test it fresh out of the machine. Too much. Okay. Turn it back on. And it's still a negative. So negative 747, going up a little bit. So that's still a lot of antioxidants. Remember that negative sign right there means it's a super antioxidant. So with this test, we always ask people to come get their water every day if they can, or at least every other day, if at all possible, because it doesn't have a shelf life. What happens is the machine makes the water tiny, like we were talking about, and then over time, 2 to 3 days, it's back to the big molecule, to where when you drink it, it's gonna sit outside your cell wall. Instead of getting in there and getting the waste out and the nutrients in, it's not gonna do you any good, which is why people have a lot of sloshing. You can drink Kangen water, you can go for a jog, and you're not gonna get a stomach ache or that sloshing or that full feeling. because your body has already absorbed it. So this is a test mimicking how fast or how less, it just doesn't have a shelf life. So shaking it is going to mimic, say you come today, pick up your water, and then you leave, and then 3 days later you come back for fresh water and you have a little bit left. When I measure, or when I test it for you with the ORP meter, sorry, it's gonna be totally different than when you first picked it up fresh. And so now it is no longer an antioxidant. There is no negative sign in there anymore. Now it's a positive, which means it's still better than anything else you can drink once it's aged because there's nothing bad in it. You're just not gonna get the wow factor. So for the water to work, all three properties need to be present. You can't just buy alkaline water in the store because it's not microclustered. You can't just, well, so it needs to be alkalized with energy, not with ingredients. It needs to be microclustered, which is a super hydration, and it needs to be an antioxidant. So those three properties working together is what makes this water seem like magic. Really, it's our bodies that are the miracle. God made us so our bodies heal itself when we get hurt. The water, Kangen just means in Japanese, it means return to origin. So what that means is it's just taking the water back to the way it was before us humans destroyed it or polluted it or whatever, what have you. So it's just back to where it should have been, the way that God made it originally. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So, and then we have our 2.5 water. If you were here, I would have you smell it. This is super, super acidic water. It's not acid water, it's just acidic on the pH scale. It doesn't taste good, but I have used this to kill food poisoning. Doesn't taste good. It smells like chlorine or bleach. But that's what I use it for in my house, is for bleach. It kills mold. Let me get the chart here. Give you a little bit more information. Okay. So the hospitals use the 2.5 water in their hospitals in Japan to kill MRSA and gangrene, AIDS virus. It kills things for diabetic feet. It actually can save a limb. So it sanitizes, scrapes, cuts, and wounds. You can use it as a mouthwash because it kills everything. You can use it as a disinfectant for any surface. It kills athlete's foot, strep throat, skin infections and acne, bacterial infections. You can use it in your neti pot. You can use it for your first aid kit on cuts and burns. I use it in my eyes when I get eye allergies. I'm allergic to my husband's dog, so sometimes when I pet him and I forget to wash my hands, my eyes will get swollen and itchy and burning, so I just spray it in my eyes. It kills food poisoning. I've also used it for that 4 different times. Acid reflux and heartburn. It's a third stronger than bleach, but it's non-toxic. It's 7 times stronger than hydrogen peroxide. So the 2.5 for skin issues, it disinfects and removes dead skin. And then after you use that, you want to use it, finish it off with beauty water. So the beauty water, let's see here. The beauty water tightens and tones. I use it for my toner for my skin. I use it for my conditioner for my hair. I wash my mirrors, my floors, my glasses with it. I boil my eggs in the beauty water and the shells come off whole. I boil my noodles in it and they don't stick together. So I love the beauty water. And so right here, here we go, is my total face cleansing program. First, I use the 11.5 to take off all the grease that emulsifies oil, remember? So it's gonna take off all the grease and all the dirt from the day. Then I sanitize with a 2.5, which will kill everything, acne, anything that got in your skin during the day. And then I finish off with beauty water, which is my toner. And when people get a machine through me, I throw in a set of these bottles. And so that's a nice little perk there. And so here's the machine. This is the one, this is called the SC501. So it makes 7 different waters. 3 of them are different alkaline levels. We have our 8.5, our 9, and our 9.5. Then we have our clean water. Now this one is for babies because they're already alkaline. It's not gonna hurt them if you give them alkaline water. They just don't need it yet. And if you have time-release medications, you would probably wanna take it with the clean water because it's just filtered water. It's not alkaline, it's not microclustered. It's just like regular filtered water. So if you have time-release medicine, it's not gonna release it all at one time where your doctor wants it to be time-release, which means release over time. And then here's the beauty water, we just talked about that. And then down here, this is the strong acidic water and the 11.5 high alkalized water. So I clean my whole house with all these waters. I sanitize everything with these water. I use this is my power tool in my house, my kitchen. I use it for everything. So I don't buy any chemicals to clean. I could just go on and on about this water, but I'm sure this is a lot of information as it is. So I'm gonna end this, but I want to thank you for watching, and I can't wait to hear what you think, okay? Have a good night.